Listen, if they ask you to name 10 best cities in the world to live in based upon salaries, nature life, security and safety, access to goods and services, etc., would your city be part of it? Keep your answer for now. Let's see if it would make the top 3 of the following list. Number 10, Toronto, one of the most beautiful cities in North America. The CN Tower, the Royal Ontario Museum, the islands, and its business hub attract a very diverse population and professionals, plus thousands of tourists each month. Toronto maintains a safe urban environment. Canada's commitment to environmental initiatives influences Toronto's eco-friendly practices. Extensive parks, waterfront, and ravine systems offer natural escapes. Toronto also has a great city and nightlife. You can never get bored for too long. Approximately, people earn between $45,000 to $55,000 US per year. While housing costs can be a challenge, overall living costs are manageable compared to some other major cities. Number 9, Melbourne. This Australian city makes the list for its Royal Botanic Gardens, the Hosier Lane street art, the Federation Square, its multiculturalism and dynamic art scene. Melbourne is considered safe, with low crime rates. There is a strong focus on sustainability with various green initiatives. The city encourages its population to go for EV vehicles, and it's a very bike-friendly city. The Australian Open, one of the world's major tennis championships, the first of the 4 annual Grand Slam events, is held at the National Tennis Centre at Melbourne Park in Melbourne. While living costs can be high, they are balanced by quality of life and competitive salaries between $40,000 to $50,000 US annually. Number 8, Copenhagen. Tourists and the local population are attracted by the Little Mermaid statue, the Tivoli Gardens, and its high quality of life and sustainable urban living. Copenhagen has one of the lowest crime rates in Europe. People are kind and friendly. They also speak foreign languages like English, which ease the process of feeling integrated. For nature people, extensive cycling infrastructure and access to the sea contribute to a nature-friendly lifestyle. If the salaries are not as high as many other cities that make this list, public services are well funded to compensate. Number 7, the most populous city in the world, 38 million inhabitants, and the capital of the 3rd largest economic power in the world. You have guessed well. Tokyo is the world city that produces the most wealth. It has the highest GDP ahead of London, Paris, and New York. Its wealth represents 30% of Japan's wealth. It is the world's leading concentration of corporate headquarters. 52 of the world's 500 largest companies have their headquarters there. These companies are internationally known like Sony. 85% of companies established in Japan have their headquarters in the city, as do 73% of foreign banks. The tertiary sector is particularly developed. Finance, insurance, research, business consulting, etc. The city has a highly qualified workforce and produces services with high added value. The Tokyo Stock Exchange, Japan Exchange Group, is the 2nd largest stock exchange in the world. Industry remains important in the city with heavy industry, steel, petrochemicals, manufacturing, automobiles, etc., and also high technology, robotics, nanotechnology, etc. Number 6, Singapore is a competitive market but remains very open to foreign companies. Land of numerous opportunities, the city-state welcomes more and more foreign companies. Focus on ASEAN's leading economy. 2nd place in the World Bank's Doing Business ranking, the country continues to improve the functioning of its tax administration system, which is already among the most efficient in the world. Additionally, Singapore has one of the most advanced banking systems. With an increase in its GDP of 2.7% planned for 2019, the city-state is in perpetual growth. The services sector represents 67.4% of the country's GDP, which is dominated by trade, business services, transport, communications, and financial services. The sector employs nearly 70% of the active population. With its 5.6 million inhabitants, it is the country with one of the richest populations in Asia. The GDP capita being estimated at 52,963 USD in 2016, 3.4% growth per year expected until 2021. Renowned for its safety and cleanliness, Singapore is a model for urban sustainability. Despite its urbanization, the city prioritizes green spaces like the Gardens by the Bay, showcasing a commitment to nature within an urban environment. Number 5, another city from Australia. Sydney is the largest city with more than 4 million inhabitants, but it is not the country's capital, which is Canberra. It is one of the most important ports in the South Pacific region, thanks to its geographical location. Founded in 1788, that city is next to a bay on the southeastern coast of the continent, on the shores of the Pacific Ocean. Sydney hosts major events such as the 2000 Summer Olympics or the 2008 World Youth Days. Millions of tourists come each year to visit the city's monuments. Sydney is also the gateway to Australia for many visitors. Sydney Harbour, Royal National Park and Sydney Harbour, St. Andrew and St. Mary's Cathedral and Bondi Beach are places of interest in the city. In 2008, it was classified as an Alpha Plus's World City by the Globalization and World Cities Study Network. If the cost of living is higher compared to Melbourne, higher salaries with an average of $60,000 US compensate. Before we move on, like this video, tag someone who likes content like this, and don't forget to follow. Now let's continue. Number 4, can you guess it? I give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Munich. We have a second city in Europe. Munich prioritizes safety, and Germany, in general, has low crime rates. This city has a rich history, high-quality infrastructure, museums, and a traditional Bavarian culture. In Germany, Munich stands out for 2 symbols: its thriving economy, which makes it one of the most dynamic cities in Europe, and beer, to which its inhabitants have a true cult. Because beneath its peaceful aspects, the capital of Bavaria hides an exalted life. If you would like to visit, we strongly advise you to spend your vacation in autumn during the unforgettable Oktoberfest, which celebrates with great popular jubilation the passion of the Munich people for this drink. What if you would like to live in Munich? Are you ready to learn German? It is worth it, because you will fall head over heels for this extraordinary quality of life. You will immediately be surprised and seduced by the calm and gentle way of life that reigns there. The majority of Munich residents travel mainly by bike. The center is entirely pedestrian. The city is modern, clean, and safe, and the mountains are only 45 minutes away by car. So many benefits that will make your daily life sweeter. Munich is today one of the most prosperous cities in the European Union and offers numerous professional opportunities. Even though the cost of living is quite expensive, the salaries are attractive. Many headquarters of large German and international companies such as BMW, Amazon, Airbus, and Microsoft are located there. It is possible to work only in English, but fluency in German is obviously a must. You will earn approximately $60,000 to $70,000 per year. Number 3, Vancouver. Why are so many Canadian cities making the list? A city like Vancouver really deserves it. Vancouver is recognized for its safety, diverse neighborhoods, and strong environmental focus. Surrounded by mountains and the Pacific Ocean, the city provides abundant outdoor activities and emphasizes sustainability through initiatives like green building practices. People who love Canada but hate cold temperatures will love Vancouver. This city offers one of the highest salaries in Canada. Vancouver residents are laid back, friendly, easy to engage in conversation, and have a great sense of civility. They are, of course, hockey fans and spend the majority of their free time outdoors engaging in activities such as skiing, canoeing, kayaking, windsurfing, camping, or hiking. Most of them are sports and nature enthusiasts. The local culture also centers around yoga, a sort of national sport here, as well as the countless coffee shops and Japanese restaurants. A cosmopolitan and 125-year-old city, Vancouver has a rich immigration population, made up largely of a population of Asian origin, 40%, which influences many economic sectors and offers one of the largest Chinatowns on the continent. Living in Vancouver is nice. For those who would like to give it a try, there are many great neighborhoods to live in. For city lovers, downtown or Yaletown are perfect for getting around easily on foot or by bike. The West End, located closer to the city's green lung, Stanley Park, is a good compromise for being quiet and enjoying a little more nature. Gastown is more touristy, but quite typical with its cobbled streets and benefits from its proximity to Chinatown. On the south side of the downtown peninsula are many very pleasant neighborhoods to live in. Trendy, bohemian Kitsilano close to the beach, Point Grey close to the University of British Columbia, Fairview close to Broadway and Granville Market, or Main Street and Commercial Drive, recognized for their cultural and culinary attractions. Number 2. Are you ready? Let me ask you a question. What European country speaks French, German, and Italian, has a non-rectangular flag, and is known for its global standard for financial stability throughout several generations? If you didn't answer Switzerland, head over to your alma mater and ask for a refund. Now, let's get into it. Switzerland is famous for its mountains, its watches, its knives, clocks, and its food, especially cheese and chocolate. It's a fantastic place for winter sports. The British Royals love to snowboard in coasters, while skiing in Zermatt gives you fantastic views of the iconic Matterhorn mountain. The Swiss Alps offer some of the best slopes in Europe, if not the world, and the list of great destinations goes on and on. You'll want to come back in summer though, as Switzerland's alpine pastures and crisp lakes are well worth exploring when they aren't covered in snow. The streets of the country's major cities, Geneva, Bern, and Zurich, among others, are practically paved with historical charm and interesting attractions, including the Jet d'Eau, the Zittglogge, and the Grossmünster. Some of the smaller cities are also worth exploring to give you a full appreciation of Switzerland's remarkable culture, including Lausanne, Lucerne, and Interlaken. Expect glitz and glamour throughout. After all, the other thing Switzerland is famous for is money. If you have a degree in any business-related field, you will make a lot of money over here, in the country with the highest salaries in the world. Now, between Geneva, Bern, and Zurich, which one the second place goes to? Number 1, thank you for getting so far. Now you may be asking, why aren't there any American cities so far? Where is New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco? Why isn't Paris making the list? Will London be number 1? In 1804, during the Napoleonic Wars, it became the capital of a newly formed empire. The city continued to play a major role in European and world politics, including hosting congresses in 1814-15. From the late 19th century to 1938, the city remained a center of high culture and of modernism. A world capital of music, it played host to composers such as Brahms, Bruckner, Mahler, and Richard Strauss. Imagine the city that consistently ranks as the safest city globally, hence, 2 most livable one. It's called Vienna. And no, it's not an Italian city. So why is it number 1? Vienna again reached the top spot because of its winning combination of stability, good culture and entertainment, reliable infrastructure, and exemplary education and health services. Every city is given a rating for over 30 factors across these 5 categories: stability, healthcare, culture and environment, education, and infrastructure. We are almost done. Now, I want to learn from you. What makes your town a great place to live? If not, which cities would you like to visit or to live in? Before you comment, follow this account if you appreciate content like this one.